if you're a parent with a child with cancer, there's so much uncertainty and hardship, right? And you wrote this beautiful book called The Nature of Change, and it's about teaching kids about uncertainty and about resilience, something that you know all too well. Tell us more about why it was so important for you to write this book and to learn these skills at an early age.
Yeah, I mean, my own experience with pediatric cancer and losing my son Blake at just age 2 to an incurable form of brain cancer led me to many days just sitting in my backyard, struggling to understand the world that I felt like I no longer understood. And it was in those moments that I was just surrounded by all the trees in my backyard and nature that I received a lot of profound messages of hope. One, I told you this over lunch, there was a broken limb on a tree in my backyard, but yet it was still sprouting leaves. And the message I received is, even in your brokenness, you can still grow, you can still bloom. And that is what inspired this book, taking the quiet wisdom of nature and helping our kids understand how to cope with all that may come their way in the course of their life. The world is heavy these days. There's a lot going on. Many people feel overwhelmed. And so I hope that by reading this book, the parents as well as kids will be able to start looking around them to get that inspiration for how to cope, how to be hopeful when the facts tell you maybe, you know, things are kind of tough, how to be determined and how to be resilient. Those are lessons that we struggle with sometimes as adults. And so I feel like if we can really teach them at a younger age some of these skills, maybe they will handle the hardships a lot better than we are.
And what I love especially about the book, and you do too, I know, it's not just a book for kids, it's a book for their parents to read at the same time. Kids can read it and learn, parents can read it and absorb, grandparents as well.
It is, and it also has a philanthropic component. As you know, everything I do is inspired by my experience and my loss. And so my first children's book, The Miracle Workers, I donated 100% of the proceeds to pediatric brain cancer research. With this book, I'm working with a traditional publisher. I have decided to donate 14% of all of my royalties, proceeds from this book to pediatric cancer research. I chose the percent 14, that is Blake's number. His birthday was March 14th, and so I took the 14% pledge. So if you buy this book, you get the story, you get the life skills. Your kids will probably have a greater appreciation, get them away from the screens and get them outside. But also, we're trying to solve a very stubborn problem. And, you know, as there are cuts and as grants become harder to get, I know that this is a community where they are going to be relying a lot more on the private sector, people, philanthropy, to still continue that science so that we can keep the research going and ultimately save these young lives.
Yeah.
Rene Marsh, you are so inspiring, and Blake is so inspiring. I mean, his legacy lives on. He's helping so many, and it's remarkable.
We love Rene.
We love Rene.
I love you too.
And I can't wait to read. My kids love your first book, The Miracle Workers, and all the illustrations, and I can't wait to read this. And by the way, I think we could all, as you pointed out, as adults, read this right now in this moment about resilience and change and just learning from nature around us. Rene, thank you so much.